Hello and welcome everybody, what is going on? So this is Mizanime TV and I just want to make a quick video just on our transfer window this summer. So obviously we've had a few players come in and we've had quite a few players leave, and I just want to quickly evaluate the players. You look at if we had a good transfer window, did we have a bad transfer window, did we strengthen the areas that we needed, did we not? And so I just wanted to make a quick overall video. So looking at our transfer window, we've had two players come in Hummels and Sanchez. Now both of them are rumored, and obviously their numbers can't be exact, but both of them are rumored to be around 35 million. Renato Sanchez, his number is actually confirmed to be 35 million, with obviously bonuses that can go up to 80 million in total, which I don't think he's ever going to reach, because to get those kind of bonuses, that's gonna, you have to become the best player in the world in the next 5 years, and it's possible, but very unlikely, to be fair. So right now we've paid 35 million euros for Hummels and 35 million euros for Sanchez, so that is a combined fee of 70 million euros. But looking at the departures, we've had Götze leave, we've had Roda leave, we've had Højbjerg leave, we've had Benatia leave on a loan, and Tasky, who was on loan here, left. So before I look at like the people that came in, let's look at the people that left. So we had Mario Götze leave, which I think was pretty much expected by most, just because he didn't really fit in the last 3 years that he has been here. He's had a few good moments, but overall it has been pretty disappointing, especially for the fee that we paid for him. So looking at Götze, it's understandable that he left. It's 22 million. Is that a good fee? I'd say it's a bit on the cheap side. I personally, if we sold him to England, we probably would have gotten maybe 20, 28, 29, around maybe 30 as well, 30 million. So I would have personally sold him to England, but obviously if he doesn't want to go England, you can't do anything about it. But 22 million in just in terms of selling it to a German club, I think that's alright. I think that's alright, because obviously there's a different market between the Premier League market and the Bundesliga market, because if we sell them to the Premier League, we have to get more money. If we don't, it's okay. Yeah, so I think it's maybe even a bit on the low side, to be fair, but you're never going to get the money that you spend for him back, because obviously he hasn't really improved at all, and some might say it has stagnated. I think yeah, I do think he stagnated as well, to be fair. So yeah, it is what it is. 22 million, yeah, it's as good as you're probably gonna get. So yeah, we've sold Götze, we've sold Roda. You could say that Sanchez was his replacement, so we found a replacement for Roda. We didn't find a replacement for Götze, although you might say that someone like Green, I'm kind of going off topic here, but someone like Green or Dorsch or maybe Benko, they're the potential replacements. We don't have a definite replacement, but they could be the potential ones, I guess you could say. Then we had a Højbjerg leave, who was on loan last season anyway, and he left to obviously Southampton for 15 million. He's doing really well there, to be fair. So 15 million, that's quite a good number. But considering his potential, I think maybe that's a bit on the cheap side as well. But it's not on the side where you're like, yeah, that's a total rip off. No, I probably would have said maybe 17 million, 18 million. That would have been fair. But 15 million, that's fine by me. Next up, Benatia, who's on a 3 million euros a season loan. And then Juventus have the option to buy. I think it's pretty much given that they are going to buy him, because since he's been playing for them, he's been pretty fantastic, which has been the same case for us, to be fair. Every time he's been playing for us, he has been fantastic. It's just that he can't keep himself fit. I hope he can keep himself fit at Juventus, and then we'll see how that goes, but most likely he's going to be bought by Juventus, in my opinion. And then we had Tasky, who was obviously just on loan here, so I'm not even going to include him. So we let a defender go, which I think we replaced with Hummels, who is a more consistent defender, and he is more consistently fit. That's the most important part. He isn't injured 24/7. So we've improved in that area, in my opinion, and we improved with Roda. Sanchez replacing Roda, in my opinion. So we've had replacements. But I think two areas that we needed to strengthen as well. But before the summer window, I thought that we should have strengthened were maybe like a second striker, or a right back. Yeah, I thought both these positions were positions that we were lacking a little bit, and that we should have worked on. Now after the Euros, I know during the Euros, obviously Kimmich played as a right back for Germany. I made a video saying that Kimmich shouldn't be the right back for Germany. I have that somewhere in the description down below if you want to watch that. But yeah, I made a video saying that Kimmich shouldn't play as a right back anymore at all. And looking back at it, I was probably wrong. I don't think that he should be a permanent right back, but I think, you know, as a right back alternative to Rafinha, like as a third right back, he is there. Same way that Alaba is a third centre back, you know, left back. Then he plays somewhere in midfield, depending on where obviously Carl will put him. And then you have him as a centre back as well. So basically, not a major position for him, but a position that he could potentially fill in. But I still don't want to see him right there. I still don't want to see Kimmich as a right back. So maybe a right back is something that we could have worked on, because if Lam goes down, we have Rafinha, and if Rafinha goes down, we don't have anyone. I know the same could be said for the left back position, but considering that both Lam and Rafinha, especially Lam, are quite old, you know, and slowly gonna try and phase. You ideally want to try and phase someone in while they're trying to, you know, retire slowly or whatnot. So maybe next season we'll get a right back, but you know, I thought it was a little bit disappointing that we didn't actually get a right back this season. But yeah, and obviously, like I said, the striker position was an issue as well. So far we've been playing with a lot with a 4-3-3, so obviously we won't need a second striker for that, but I feel that once we switch to a 4-4-2, we're going to need that. And with Müller there, yes, we're going to have two players that rarely get injured. I don't think Müller has actually gotten like a long-term injury in his career, I can't remember. And Lewandowski, he's always been healthy and fit as well. Obviously he had a broken face at one point, but yeah, he hasn't gotten any muscle injuries as far as I remember. So we've had pretty much luck for a lot, for a lot of time with them to always being available, them to always being there to play. But once one of them or once both of them go down, we are in massive troubles. Especially if Lewandowski goes down, we are in massive troubles. And you know, I thought maybe we should have gotten a second striker. We didn't. It is what it is ultimately. But you know, it's quite interesting that we didn't do that whatsoever at all. Which I thought was a bit. I think that's gonna cost us. If Lewandowski does go down, that's really gonna cost us, you know. And those weeks, months that Lewandowski will get back, yeah, it could all be over. The season could be over by then. So I think, you know, not so much a right back. I think right back position we're fine for this season. Next season, I do think we'll have to get someone. But I'll say definitely striker position. I think that we needed someone and we didn't get anyone, and a little bit disappointing. But it is what it is ultimately. How would I rate the transfer season? Personally, I would say it's a decent. I do think that we've improved our squad, but I don't think we addressed the issues that were there, which was basically a striker and a right back. But I think right back, I'm not gonna worry too much about that just yet. But definitely a striker, a second striker, someone young or someone very old. We should have looked at that, and that's what I'll say. That a transfer season we've improved our squad, but we haven't necessarily fixed the one issue that we really had. And you know, if Lewandowski does go down, we are kind of screwed. Müller can play that role, but you don't really want him as a sole striker because he likes, you know, playing off a second striker. So my thoughts, probably an 8 out of 10. I do like the fact that we concluded everything early. You know, the players had time to adjust and everything. So I do like that part. But perhaps a second striker. If we had a second striker, it probably would have been a 10 out of 10. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Tell me how you guys think our transfer season went. Like I said, I think it was a pretty good transfer season. I don't think anything bad happened. Overall, it was pretty good. Maybe a second striker. I keep mentioning that. But if that was the case, if we got that, I felt this would have been the perfect transfer window. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, you can rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. You can peace out and have a nice day.